everyone, I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Welcome to the best U.S. Mint news channel on YouTube. At least it is in my opinion. Now, today's date is the 13th of November, 2025, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the lowly Lincoln Cent. It made headlines yesterday, but before any talk about the Lincoln Cent, if you'd like to hit that like button, I'd surely appreciate it. And also, if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 15,000 subs, at least for now anyway. Now, let's head over to moneymetals.com. I can show you those live spot prices. All right, looks like, well, everything is up this morning. Gold's up 41.30 to 42.48.95. Silver up 69 cents to 54.15. Wait a minute, that's I think that's getting into record territory here. Yep, look at that. The all-time high for silver was set on October 17 at approximately $54.47. Yeah, we're closing in on that, aren't we? Yeah, it must be the refineries again. Let's just talk about them and blame them for the reason, right? Yeah, I still think it's a bunch of hooey. There's other reasons why that's going up, up, and away. All right, platinum up 345 to 1628.05. Palladium up 970 to 1502.95. And Dr. Copper over here up 3 cents to 512 per pound. Down here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle whose premium is $9.49 for a quantity of 1 through 39. They ask that you pay $63.64. And remember, when this premium was about $11 and a half, I guess, yeah, we'd be paying about 65, almost 66 pickup sticks dollars for an American Silver Eagle. That's remarkable, folks. Now, the buyback, that's a sell-to-them price, is $54.92, and that is definitely above the all-time price high for silver, $54.92. And yeah, is it above the silver spot? Yes, it is, but it's not that $1.20 that we would typically see. Now, over here to the United States Mint's product schedule. Today is the 13th of November. That's right. 2 metals right there, those silver metals right there. And this gold coin dropped today as a pre-order, as you can see right there. And what's interesting about this, the Mint says this is going to ship late December or early January. And then the Batman, well, release, that one came out in, I think, late September. That one's not going to be fulfilled until late January. Isn't that something? Now, after today's release, we have just 3 more products on the product schedule, which begs the question, when actually is the Mint going to drop the new product schedule? Because we don't see it here. That's the end of the 2025 releases. And generally, they have a button down here at the bottom where you can go to the 2026 releases. Or maybe they'll just add it here to the top that you see. In fact, let's hit reload. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Yeah, I'm nearing the time of 7:30 in the morning, and that's why it stuck me on the waiting room. Not going to do it. Not a fan. All right, here we go. This is the under news press releases. United States Mint hosts historic ceremonial strike for the final production of the circulating 1-cent coin. This came out November 12, 2025. The United States Mint hosted a ceremonial strike event today at its Philadelphia facility, where the United States Treasurer Brandon Beach struck the final circulating 1-cent coin. That's the penny to you and me. The event marks the official end of the penny's 232-year production run as a circulating coin. And gosh, you know, it kind of makes me wonder when I see ceremonial strike. Are they going to sell these at Stack's Bauer? Like, this is the last 10 Lincoln cents that you can ever get, right? And they're going to send them over to Stack's Bowers for gazillionaires to purchase, right? It says here, today the Mint celebrates 232 years of penny manufacturing, said Christy McNally, acting Mint director. While general production concludes today, the penny's legacy lives on. Yeah, that's right. As its usage in commerce continues to evolve, its significance in America's story will endure. Now, it says here, the penny, first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792, has long played a role in daily American life. Yeah, I wonder what the penny could buy back in 1792. It kind of makes you wonder, and that's probably why they needed a 1 penny or a 1-cent coin way back when. All right, from the earliest days of the U.S. economy to the present, however, economic and production factors combined with evolving consumer behavior, it's your fault. No, I'm kidding, it's really not. It's just the way things go, have made its continued production unsustainable. Over the past decade, the cost of producing each penny has risen from 1.42 cents to 3.69 cents per pennies. And what's interesting here is they don't have the 2025 production costs, because I think that 3.69 cents per penny is from 2024. Now, it says here, this is the part that I think this is great. It says, while circulating production has ceased, the penny remains a legal tender, and now there are an estimated 300 billion pennies in circulation, far exceeding the amount needed for commerce. Okay, that means what? They can still use them, right? Retailers and other businesses can continue to price goods and services in 1 cent increments. Okay, cool. But where's the guidance? I think that's kind of a miss right there. The Mint will continue. Here we go. This is for everybody who's probably listening. The Mint will continue to produce numismatic versions of the penny in limited quantities for historical and collector purposes. I wonder what the historical part's all about, right? We're just doing it for history, but we know, if it's done for collector purposes, that's one thing, but for historical purposes, I thought that was a really odd term to use for that. Not sure why. Are we still in the waiting room after a minute? Yeah, we still are. All right, let's go here to the 2025 circulating coin production. I'm just going to show you. We are at 1.3 billion 400,000 Lincoln cents struck for 2025. And I don't know how many they did strike yesterday. They didn't really say in the press release, but it'll be interesting to find out if it was like under 100 or maybe 10. And are they going to go to Stacks Bowers again and say, yeah, this is the final Lincoln cents. Bid on them if you must or may, right? So yeah, that's a lot right there. Now, what's not a lot is going to be the actual proof strikes. And I got some numbers to bounce off you won't even believe. Now, where can you get high quality Lincoln cents? Well, you might be able to get them at the bank if you're lucky. And that's if you're lucky. And my question is, because they announced that they were going to be done with the penny early on this year. So I think a lot of people were hesitant to break them out of the boxes if they got a whole box of 2025 Lincoln cents or a whole roll of Lincoln cents, right? Out of 2,500, I believe, per box and 50 per roll. How many of those pennies are out there that are still boxed up or still in rolls? I myself have 2 rolls, one of Philadelphia strikes and one of Denver strikes. And I think that's about it so far. However, I do have 5 of these bad boys, and this is the uncirculated coin set. And you're going to be able to find high grade quality strikes here. Yeah, and it is on remind me status. In fact, I think last time we talked about U.S. Mint sales, they had sold about 35 or 3,900 of these bad boys. And as of yesterday, when they announced that this is going to be it for the Lincoln cent, they went gonzo. Yeah, bye-bye. Not even available any longer. And I think we were only at like 170,000 last time we spoke about the mintages and the sales. That's remarkable. And well, let me show you something here. And I think it's only under the subscription. It says here, Uncirculated Coin Set ships 2026. That's fantastic. Let's see here the description I want to see here. Yep, there it is. U.S. Mint uncirculated coins are struck on special presses using greater force than what is used for circulating coins, producing a sharp, intricately detailed image. There you go, folks. The proof is in the pudding right there. That's why you're going to find better quality, higher grades, better quality strikes from this particular set. Now, that's typically. Now, sometimes it happens that you're not going to get a good strike at all, and you're going to be like, I should have not bought this. Well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, but that's the way it is. And this does have Ventros Gibson's signature on it right there, the former mint director right there, and that's the uncirculated coin set. The current product was, I think, $33, $33.25. And it seems to go up each and every single year, which begs the question, what's the price going to be for next year? $35 even, Steven? Now, check this out. We're going to jump over to PCGS, all right? And this is the Type 6. There's 6 types of Lincoln cents, all right? You got the wheat penny, the memorial, and then you got the zinc, and then, yeah, you got the commemorative from 2009, and then you got the shield. And don't forget, you also have some special strikes out of West Point, New York, and those are very special pennies as they are. All right, so here's the grade so far for the 2025 D Lincoln Shield cent, and these are just red. They're not red-brown, or they're not brown. They're just red, right? And I wonder if at some point, they're going to have brown or even, I guess, red-brown. Red-brown are the ones that are generally toned, have rainbow colors. And then the brown, well, you know what a brown Lincoln cent looks like. So out of the 1,273 that have been slabbed, let's check out the numbers here. And here we go. Yeah, look at that. So here we go. That's a 2025. That's a Philadelphia struck right there, 2,176. This is Denver right here, 1,273. Only one of them is in a Mint State 68 from PCGS. Now, these numbers might be reflect an older grade or an older time, or maybe not updated numbers. We could have maybe 2 in there, right, from Denver. But look at this. This is like we're in the twilight zone, because check this out. Philadelphia has 26 in a 68, and Denver 1 in a 68. Maybe it's just it's a numbers game, but there's 2,176 of the Lincoln Shield from Philadelphia. But out of the numbers here, I think the bulk that we're going to look at here for this base, yeah, you're going to get a mint state 66. So if you get a 67 or higher, that's probably a good, a decent grade for these particular coins. Now let's collapse this one and go to Philadelphia and find out what the mainstay of those grades are. Yeah, it's the same. It's going to be the mint state 66, and anything higher than that is probably a decent coin right there. That's amazing how only one has been there from Denver, and as opposed to 26 in a 68. Now, what are these selling for on eBay? Well, since yesterday, they're going gonzo. So I have here 2025 Philadelphia and Denver Lincoln Cent in a mint state. That means they've been graded. Typically, look at this, sold November 12 for $97. That's 24 bids, and that's a mint state 67. Yeah, that's incredible. It's about $50 each. But look at this one, a mint state 65 with a red flag label, or red with the flag label right there, $34.99. And that's pretty reasonable. And 65 isn't a horrible grade. It's what I would expect from the uncirculated coin set. I think the minimum grade on that typically would be a 65, and that's probably what these are here. But look at that. What? Yeah, look at that. Sold yesterday for $1,798.99. And that's a mint state 69 red advanced release. Wow. Yeah, I'd like a down payment on an Audi. I'm kidding, that's not an Audi down payment. Maybe a Toyota. All right, 2025 Philadelphia and Denver Lincoln Cent, graded MS67. All right, with the Abraham Lincoln special label, $84.95. Yeah, about $42 each. Same thing here, mint state 66 for $119. And it's also November 12. Here's November 12 as well, $76 for mint state 67 red NGC holder. And then we got here a mint state 66 red from PCGS, just at about $50. It's incredible the price is being realized right now for the Lincoln Cent. Look at that one, just sold yesterday, $269 for a mint state 68 red, and that was the NGC holder. And it seems like the NGCs are selling for more than the PCGS, which I don't think is very typical. Look at this, mint state 69 red, $979 on a buy it now. Wow. So there you go, folks. Oh, I like these labels. That's kind of cool, actually. That's the P&D mint state 66 Presidential Series label, and that is from PCGS. I do like that label. It's really cool, actually. Looks like a portrait there of Abraham Lincoln. Yowza, look at these. These are ICG, $49.98. I think you get the picture. I could keep scrolling for days, it seems like, and there's lots of sales for these Lincoln Cents, right? And I don't think there's ever been a better time than right now to sell these if you actually want to be flipping these. Now, let's talk about the other side of the coin here, right? The proof side, not the mint state circulation strike. Now, this is the cumulative sales figures, and I've done the math already this morning. And this is 25R, and that means you're going to find the limited edition silver proof set, the congratulations set, the proof set, which we're going to add up, and then the 2025 silver proof set. And look at this. Actually, we were at like 113,700 last time we talked about the silver proof set. So it looks like 500 of those have been sold just recently, or the Mint has added or readjusted the numbers to reflect 114,210, bringing the total proof penny population to 419,000. That's for the year, folks. And this number could fluctuate, but that's generally what we're looking at for the year, I believe. I don't know that there's going to be any more proof sets or any more silver proof sets sold, but if they do, I think it'll be nominal, not such a big number. So we're looking at 419,000 for 2025. I did the math all the way back to 2019, okay? In 2019, they had the Lincoln Cent from West Point Mint with the proof set, with the silver proof set, and the uncirculated set, and they produced over 1 million proof pennies from that year. And in 2020, 777,000, okay? From 2021, 820,000, right? Because I just, all I did was just do that. Look at, they got the 24 numbers right there. In 2022, 649,000. In 2023, 568,000. In 2024, 526,000 right there. And then you got the new total for 2025 at 419,000. So it's kind of a perfect storm. You got the lowest minted proof penny in decades probably here with this set from 2025, the proof set and the silver proof set, because let's face it, the silver proof set, it does feature the clad coins that you see here, right there. You got the nickel, the Sacagawea dollar, and the Lincoln cent are all clad here, as well as the other two coins here, and the 5 American woman quarters. However, there they are again, the culprits there, those clad inside the silver proof set. And really, ultimately, I think that nickel should be 35% nickel, just like the wartime nickels, paying an homage. That would be fantastic. But listen, that's all you got for the clad proof pennies right there. And that's 419,000. And this begs the question, how many of these particular pennies have been broken out from the silver proof set and the proof set right here? And does that mean that the proof set as a whole, unbroken up proof set, is going to be worth more in the long run? I do believe so. And that's why, when you buy these mint sets, you buy some to break up and I guess great individual coins, and then you buy other, another allotment or a lot to just kind of keep and hang on to, right? So you have, let's say, 5 proof sets, and then you have 5 to break up into, to great individual coins. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so you end up buying 10 you keep in the packaging, in the lens, and the other ones you're able to bust out and sell on eBay. And you won't believe some of the prices that we're seeing here realized for these proof pennies from 2025. Now let's keep on keeping on. I'm going to show you the grades here. Look at this, type 6 shield reverse and a proof, and we're at 2025 here. 144 of the base. Let's just go ahead and collapse that real quick here. So 2,895 have been slabbed so far. 1,803 are in a proof 70, 1,083 are in a proof 69, 70 to 68, 1 in a 67, and 1 in a mint state 66 pickup sticks. Now we're going to go look at these a little bit deeper in detail. Now, out of 144 that have been slabbed just under base, you got 74 in a 70 and 64 in a 69. Not great ratio there. It's almost 50-50. You don't know what you're going to get. But check this out. This is the advanced release. Out of 200 slabbed, 175 are in a 70 and 25 are in a 69. And I think that's an acceptable ratio right there, as well as the following one, the first day of issue, Deep Cameo, 336. Now, 336 have been slabbed, 249 are in a 70, and 87 are in a 69. However, if you go down one row here, 1,702 have been slabbed for the first strike, 792 are in a 70. However, it becomes unbalanced here at 907 of them in a 69. And then after that, I don't really count these. I think that's where there's an if-then statement that's been made to the folks over at PCGS saying, if it's a 69, then don't grade it, don't slab it, and then send it back as is. So there we are. The first strike, first day of issue, and the advanced release, and then base right there. Now, let's check out the prices for these Lincoln cents right now. Like I said, if you plan on selling these, like I said, there's never been a better time than right now, at least in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong about that. You could wait like 20 years. Maybe it'd be a good time then, right? And it'll be interesting to find out, because check this out. Let's go here real quick. I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go to the sets over here, commemoratives, bullion coins, proof, and mint sets. Here we go, mint sets, proof sets. We're going to go to proof sets here, and we're going to find out what they think this is worth right here for 2025. And there's auction prices and population, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to look at value, and they may not even have the value of the 2025 San Francisco proof set available or even listed right here. Sometimes it takes some time for them to get the data up on the website. Yeah, I've got all here. Yeah, whoops. So it looks like there's nothing after 2020. Am I right? Is that right? Yowza. They got 2015, 2019, 2020. Yeah, I wonder why they don't have 2021. Let's see, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 5 years of data that's missing. What's up with that? Not cool. Let's see if here are the mint sets here. And I think these are the, could be the uncirculated mint set right here. Clad, yeah, MS. All right, auction prices, population. Let's just go there. I guess I could have checked the population, but we didn't. Right, there we go. Yeah, 2020. So it looks like the folks over at PCGS really don't have any kind of priority, or they're not showing a priority to the mint sets. I don't know why they're neglecting it for the last 5 years since 2020, but that's the way it goes. I think that they don't think it's very important to put up the numbers, I guess. And I don't want to fill the vacuum of the unknown and say what they value and what they don't value. But so let's just go ahead and leave that alone. All right. So what I've got here is the 2025 San Francisco Lincoln Cent in proof, right? Because that way, if I put here, it will be all of them, not only graded, but raw as well. And you won't believe what the raw are selling for. I'm telling you, it's quite remarkable, actually. So here I have completed listings, sold listings, ended recently. All right, there's this Proof 69 Ultra Cameo, sold for less than $69. There's one that's still raw for $69. Wow, there's another raw. It's been cut out of the packaging. See the blue there? Yep, there's the blue there. So that's what they've done there. They've cut it out of there. And like I said before, it would be great to have like some place that numismatists and dealers and collectors could go on maybe on a mint website, maybe on a PCGS or NGC website, saying how many of these have been cracked open and how many that leaves. Like I said, if there's 419,000 of the proof sets and the silver proof sets out in the wild out there, well, how many of them have been cracked open and graded, right? Or even just cracked open, period. That would be really great information to find out, because then you could probably assign a value to the ones that are still whole, that contain all of the coins in those proof sets. All right, here we go. There's a Proof 70 Deep Cameo with the Abe Lincoln. Looks like signature and photograph. $159, folks. Yeah, here's a 69 for 59. I'm telling you, what was the price of the silver proofs or the regular proof set? $40.25. Yeah, that 1 penny is worth more than the proof set. That's incredible. Proof 70 Deep Cameo, $165 there, $199 for advanced release, $159 there. There's a $59 one just for the one Lincoln set in raw format. 169 there, 67. That's got to be a Proof 69. 68 there, 179. Look at this raw right there. Bam! Sold out at mint, no doubt about it. $56, $5 shipping. Look at this. This is all three. You get the trifecta, you get the Philadelphia, the Denver, and you get the proof for $68.95. Now, folks, let me ask you a question. Do you have any 2025 Lincoln cents? And what are they? Are they proof or are they uncirculated mint state? I think that's a good question to ask. And you know what we haven't found out? Let me try this. I'm going to go over to the eBay machine over here, and I'm just going to put, I'm going to get rid of the mint state and just do this and see how much they're available for. All right, this is sold November 13th. That was just this morning. Look at that. Less than $18.95. P&D Lincoln Cent penny rolls, 100 coins each, roll of each. HH and HT. I'm not sure what that's all about. Not that smart. $30 there, $7.92 delivery, and they are, look at that. They put them in hard capsules here like this. That's brilliant. I really do like that. You get 2025 P&D and 2024 P&D for $30. This sold yesterday for $15.50, and I do believe that the look at that, sold October 14th. I don't know why they get in there, but I do believe since we had this announcement just yesterday, it's going to have an effect on the sales going forward, especially starting, I think, yesterday and today, for what you see for the Lincoln cents on eBay. $18.95. Sold November 12, November 12. Let's see how far this goes down. Look at that, $729. A sealed box of each 2025 P&D Lincoln pennies, 100 rolls. That is fantastic. Whoever scored that? Wow. They're going to be like a distributor. They got 50 rolls in each. There's an $89.95, and you get 20 roll set of 8 right there, 400 coins. There you go, 12. This is all from November 12, folks. November 12. Look at that. We saw that one earlier. Look at this. Here we go. 10 for $89.99. Earl Scheib right there. Wow, it's incredible. Yeah, these are selling like hotcakes, it seems, right now. We're still on November 12, as it were. Look at that. Keep on keeping on to November 12. And we're, about a third way down the page. Let me see how far these go. Wow. November 10. Okay, so it stops. So that's remarkable, folks. Look at that. $270, 20 bids for Mint State 68 red. That's good money for 1 penny. 0.01 cents. Yeah, 0.01. What's the markup on that? It's incredible. All right, I think that's going to be it. Let's go over to the +1 action. This is Psalm 34:20. Many are the mishaps of the righteous, but from them all the Lord rescues them. And I think that what this means is no one truly becomes righteous and great without his share or her share of mishaps. And mishaps, they're not like great big problems. They're just minor typically. And when they do happen, if you recognize it, pray right away so that a great flood of, what comes your way. Yeah, that's important. And remember, because these are minor things that happen sometimes, and if you do seek repentance right away and you recognize it right away, you'll be all right. But remember, learn and grow from them. Learn and grow. And that's why we do have mishaps, and everybody has them, some varying degrees, more than the other, and some less. But the whole point of it all is to learn from them, learn and grow. Now let's bounce over here to 39's Fine, 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is Led Zeppelin, 10 Years Gone. It's a remaster. It's official audio on the Led Zeppelin YouTube channel. Now, with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. We're trying to get to 15,000 subs. Yeah, that's a real number. And we're 1,500 away. And without your help, I can't do it. So help me out over here, please. Now, what's not free? That's going to be membership. It's $1.99 per month. And, it helps these videos keep coming out each and every single morning so I don't have to go get a real job. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's work as a 4-letter word. I'm telling you. Now, it's about 6.6 cents per video, right, in a 30-day calendar month. So it's not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. And it really helps these videos come out each and every single day, like I said. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Today is Thursday. We got one more wake up, and it's the best day of the week. That's going to be Friday. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Stacker out.